Two high school teams vie for the academic championship of our viewing area. This is Public TV's Scholars Bowl.
Welcome back, viewers. This is the championship game of Scholars Bowl 2003. The News Sentinel and the University of Tennessee are proud to bring to you our two finalists, West High of Knoxville and Maryville High of Blount County. Each of these teams have defeated others in the 5 rounds or more that we have gone through this year in the competition. I'm Diana Morgan, Community Relations Manager of the News Sentinel and moderator of the Scholars Bowl. Let's go meet the two finalists in our championship game. Competing for Maryville High School, we have back a team that you'll recognize all of their starters. Alex Rieger, a senior. He's a member of the National Honor Society and the Mathematics Honorary Mu Alpha Theta. With Alex is William Werner. William is a sophomore. He took 3rd place in the Regional Spelling Bee in Houston, Texas in 2001. With him, we have also Kathy Goodson. Kathy is captain of the Maryville team. She is a senior. She's also editor of that outstanding school newspaper, The Red and the Black. With her is Brooke Jarvis. Brooke is also a senior. She is a winner of the National Council of Teachers of English Writing Awards. The alternates for Maryville High include Jimmy Bilstein, Forrest Ferguson, Tom Jedlicka, and Andy Lavender. And Maryville is coached by the social studies teacher there, Sharon Myers. And welcome back, Sharon, and congratulations again on making it to the finals. West High, again, you'll recognize many of these students, has competing for it Derek Bass. Derek is a sophomore, and he plays clarinet in the band and participates in Model UN. With Derek, we have a senior, Andrew Whaley. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar and is captain of the History Bowl team. The returning captain is Tong Hao, also a senior. He plays in the band. He is, in addition, a National Merit Commended Scholar. The 4th member of the team for the first half is Zach Hall. Zach is a junior. He plays tuba in the band and is a member of the Model UN. The alternates for the school include Patrick Harrison, Amy Gendrick, Tu Young Mu, Laura Lockwood, and Patrick Galligan. The team is supported by its school board representative, Dr. Dan Murphy, who is also on the faculty of the University of Tennessee. And with us today, we have as well the school principal, Barbara Jenkins. We're glad to have you with us, Barbara. The coach of the West High team is Carolyn Jones, who teaches English. Welcome back, Carolyn. We're proud to have as a sponsor at the Scholars Bowl the University of Tennessee, and representing it is its Associate Vice President, Betsy Creekmore. Betsy, we're glad to see you too. Representing the News Sentinel is Shelba Murphy, the marketing director of the newspaper, and a person who is largely responsible for the News Sentinel support for the Scholars Bowl. Thanks to you all. Viewers, enjoy this game. We have always enjoyed working with the teams throughout the year. And in the case of the seniors, we've worked with them in many cases for 4 years straight. Good luck to you both. Enjoy the game. Captains, I know you know the rules, so let's go with the first toss-up. And it is an English history question for 10 points. Teams, only 2 names have been used 8 times by English kings. Who are those 2 names for the English kings? Maryville, William.
Henry and Edward.
That is correct. 10 points. First score going to Maryville. Here's a bonus for you, Maryville. For 5 points each, put these holidays in the correct order. Ash Wednesday, Palm Sunday, Good Friday, Easter Sunday.
Ash Wednesday, Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday.
That's correct. They were in the right order for 20 points on that first score going to Maryville. Here's the social studies toss-up teams in American government history for 10 points. Who was the Democratic Party's candidate for President of the United States in 1968? West, Andrew.
Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey. Good recall, 10 points, and here is your bonus. We're talking about early leaders in America. West, for 5 points each. Identify the state where they were leaders. Sam Houston.
Texas.
for 5 points. Simon Kenton.
California.
Kentucky. John Smith.
Virginia.
Correct for 5. William Bradford.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts for 5. Correct. 3 for 15 points. Simon Kenton, I think, was a rebel leader with the Indians. Here's a toss-up for 10. Teams, what radioactive material is used in medicine to detect and treat thyroid problems and to locate blood clots? No answer. That is iodine. I know our physician, Dr. Richard Hobart, who with Dr. Paul Kelly serves as a judge, would have corrected that one. Here's a government toss-up for 10. George Washington had 4 heads of executive departments, but in later years, Bill Clinton, for instance, had at least 14. What is the collective name? Maryville, Kathy.
Cabinet.
Cabinet for 10 points to Maryville, and here is your bonus. All of you are going to college sooner or later. Here are 4 questions about colleges, Maryville, 5 points each. There are 8 old and prestigious institutions of higher learning that make up the Ivy League. I'm going to name 4 cities, and you name the Ivy League school. Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Harvard.
Correct for 5. New Haven, Connecticut.
Yale.
Correct for 5. New York City.
Columbia.
Correct for 5. Hanover, New Hampshire.
Dartmouth.
Correct for 5. 20 points on the colleges. You may be applying to them. Here's a toss-up for 10, and it's mathematics. Find the perimeter of a right triangle that has legs of 10 inches and 24 inches. West, Tong.
59.
Incorrect. Maryville. Kathy.
60.
60 inches is correct. 10 points to Maryville. Here is your bonus. Maryville, we're dealing with language here, and I'm looking for 2 palindromes. And viewers, palindromes are words that read the same way backward as forward. I'll give the definitions, and you give me the palindrome. A little child.
Tot.
Correct for 10. A young seal.
Pup.
Correct for 10. 20 points on your bonus. Here's a world geography toss-up for 10 teams. This major mountain system of Central Europe is in Slovakia, southern Poland, western Ukraine, and northeastern Romania. Maryville, Brooke.
The Ural Mountains?
Incorrect. I'll complete it for West. What is the name of this mountain range that links the Alps with the Balkan Mountains? West, Andrew.
Carpathians.
That is correct. 10 points on world geography. Here is your bonus. Let's stay on to geography here and world exploration, West. For 10 points each, name the 2 oceans that Ferdinand Magellan actually traveled during his first voyage around the world. His only voyage around the world.
Pacific.
Pacific, Atlantic.
That's correct. He died before he hit the Indian Ocean. 20 points on world geography and exploration. Teams, for 10 points, what is the oldest epic poem in any modern West tongue?
Beowulf.
Beowulf in any modern European language. 10 points on lit. And here is your bonus. This is U.S. presidents, West, for 5 each. There are 4 U.S. presidents who are immortalized on Mount Rushmore. Who are they? First and last names.
Thomas Jefferson.
Correct.
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Correct.
George Washington.
Correct for 20 points. Teams in the Bible for 10 points. Name the prince of the demons in the New Testament. West, Andrew.
Satan.
Incorrect. Maryville. William.
Lucifer.
Incorrect. Beelzebub. No score. Here's a toss-up for you. Teams. For one horrible week in 1941, a Nazi battleship dominated the seas. Maryville, William.
The Bismarck.
It was the Bismarck. It sank the HMS Hood. 10 points on that. And we're going to check your historical vocabulary here, Maryville. 10 points each. Identify the code of conduct during the Middle Ages that combined Christian values with the values of a warrior.
Chivalry.
Chivalry for 10. and any one of the prosperous peasant farmers in the Soviet Union who opposed collectivization during the 1930s?
Kulak?
Kulak is correct for 10, 20 points, and Stalin killed millions of them. Here's a toss-up for 10. It is mathematics teams. Find the 10th term of the sequence 50, 44, 38, 32, West Tong.
-4.
-4 for 10 points on the math. Here is your bonus. Another math question for you for 20. West, what must a student make on his next math test in order to have a 90 average? If his first 4 scores were 90, 86, 88, and 86.
$100.
100 is correct for 20 points, and I know you students average your grades all the time if they're not straight A's. Here's an astronomy toss-up for 10 teams. The annual Geminid, Geminid, meteor shower will be December 14th. Geminids stand apart from the other meteor showers in that they seem to have been spawned not by a comet, but by what? By an asteroid. Actually, the debris is several thousand years old, but from an asteroid. Here is a toss-up for 10 teams. Name the alloy that is used for connecting metal pieces together. Solder. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. A United States president stated that democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Maryville, William.
Abraham Lincoln in the Gettysburg Address.
That is correct for 10 points. And here is your bonus. We're talking nutrition and vitamins here, Maryville, for 10 each. Name the nutrient commonly associated with aiding in blood clotting.
Vitamin K?
Correct for 10. It exists in all cells and helps regulate body temperature. It is a nutrient, not necessarily a vitamin.
Iron.
That is water. Vitamin K for 10 points. Here is a toss-up for 10 teams. What was the name given to the proposed 27th Amendment to the Constitution that fell just 3 votes short of passage? West Tong.
Equal Rights Amendment.
It was the Equal Rights Amendment in 1982, 10 points. Here's U.S. government toss-up bonus for you, 5 points each, West. Name the Republican candidate for president who lost to each of the following Democrats. Franklin Roosevelt, 1932.
Hoover.
Correct for 5. Jimmy Carter, 1976.
Ford.
Correct for 5. Bill Clinton, 1992.
Bush.
Correct for 5. John F. Kennedy, 1960.
Nixon.
Correct for 20 points on that. And we have a very quick ending of the first half with West taking the lead by 5 points. The score is West High 145 to Maryville High 140. Let's take a quick break. And viewers, I know you're not going to want to miss the rest of this game.
At this time, we would like to thank the participating teams in this year's Scholars Bowl competition.
The winning team in this year's Scholars Bowl tournament will receive the Scholars Bowl Traveling Trophy. The championship team will also receive a $1,000 stipend from the News Sentinel to be used to travel to the National Academic Team Competition. In addition, the top placing teams will receive plaques identifying their finish in this year's tournament. Also, the University of Tennessee will be presenting the championship team a new computer for their school's use. The judges for this year's Scholars Bowl tournament are Dr. Richard Hobart, retired physician, and Dr. Paul L. Kelly, retired educator and member of the Knox County Board of Education. Both are members of the Board of Trustees of these public TV stations. Also judging this year is Cody Steele, mathematician. Our scorekeeper is Annie Parrott, a public TV volunteer. Scholars Bowl 2003 is made possible in part by grants from the News Sentinel and the University of Tennessee, two area institutions that are interested in showcasing the academic excellence of our area high school students. Each student and coach participating in this year's Scholars Bowl will receive the new Scholars Bowl t-shirt. If you'd like to enter your high school team in next year's Scholars Bowl, or for more information or comments on this year's tournament, write to the address shown on the screen.
Welcome back, viewer, to the second half of our championship game. And West High, with a lead of just 5 points, is trying to take this to 3 in a row for the national competition. But Maryville has won this competition in the past also. So teams, this is going to be close. West leads 145 to Maryville's 140. Sharon Myers has brought in one alternate for the second half with Maryville High School. This is Tom Jedlicka. Tom has been with us before. He is a senior at Maryville. Carolyn Jones has brought back 2 of her regulars. You've met them before. Also, Tu Young Moo, who is a junior. And with Tu Young, we also have another junior, Amy Jendrick. Welcome back to you as well. Viewers, I know you enjoy this as well. We appreciate the work of WSJK and WKOP in producing the Scholars Bowl this year. It is their opportunity and ours to participate in showcasing this academic excellence. Teams, good luck to you both. Here's your first toss-up. It is a physics question. A proton has what kind of electrical charge? Wes, too young.
Positive.
Positive electrical charge for 10 points. And here is the bonus. First score going to West. 2 chemical elements are liquid at 0 degrees Celsius. Name the 2 elements for 10 points each, West.
Mercury and bromine.
Correct for 20 points on your chemistry. Here's a government toss-up for 10 teams. 35 states of the United States have ratified a proposed constitutional amendment. How many more states would need to ratify this proposal before it could become law?
1.
Maryville, Tom.
1.
Incorrect. West. Andrew.
3.
3 is correct for 10 points just in time. Here is your bonus, West. 2-parter, world geography, 10 points each. Name the body of water in which each of the world's largest islands lies. Sri Lanka.
Indian Ocean.
Correct for 10. Newfoundland.
Atlantic.
Correct for 10, 20 points on world geography. Here's a geology toss-up for 10 teams. Geologists recently found in Quebec the world's oldest rocks, dating back nearly 4 billion years. Prior to this discovery, where had the oldest volcanic rocks been? Maryville, Rook.
Hawaii.
Incorrect. West. We accept Tong.
Asia.
Incorrect. In Greenland. Greenland rocks only go back 3.8 billion years as opposed to 4. Here's a social studies toss-up and U.S. exploration history. The first American satellite was placed in orbit from what launch site? West, Tong.
Cape Canaveral.
That is correct for 10 points. It was called Cape Canaveral then. Here is your bonus. It is mathematics, West, for 20. What is the sine of 90 degrees times the sine of 180 degrees?
Zero.
0 is correct for 20 points. Teams, for 10 points in literature and mythology. In the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, what does the black horse represent? West, Tong.
Death.
Death is incorrect. Maryville. Famine. No score. Here's a toss-up for 10. Teams, This is in 20th century history, world history. Which country was battling communism in Vietnam prior to the U.S.? Maryville, William.
France.
France is correct for 10 points. And here is your bonus, Maryville. Four-parter, 5 points each. We're talking measurements. Give the following measurements from sports. The height of a basketball goal.
10 feet,
Correct for 5. The width of a football end zone.
20 yards,
10 yards. The fewest number of points to win a tennis tiebreaker.
2,
7. And the distance from the pitcher's mound to home plate.
30 feet,
Incorrect. That's 60 feet and 6 inches, but 5 points on one. Here's a toss-up. Teams, give me the scientific term for all 12 pairs of ribs. West, Tong.
Rib cage.
Incorrect. Maryville. It is the thorax. Here's a toss-up. Teams for 10 points in social studies. Name the official language of Brazil. West, Andrew.
Portuguese.
Portuguese for 10. We're talking about U.S. government here. West, four-parter, 5 points each. Which branch of the U.S. government has the power to appropriate money?
Legislative.
Correct for 5. To conduct foreign policy.
Executive.
Correct for 5. To determine a law to be unconstitutional.
Judicial.
Correct for 5. And to enact laws.
Legislative.
Correct for 5. 20 points, West. Here's a physics toss-up for 10 teams. The antiparticle of the electron. West, Tong.
Positron.
Yes, it is called the positron for 10 points. And here we are into astronomy on here. 5 points extra on this about planets. Which planet's orbit is most nearly circular?
Mercury.
Incorrect. Venus. What was the first planet to be discovered on the basis of theoretical calculations?
Neptune.
Correct for 5. And what planet has the great red spot?
Jupiter.
Correct for 5, 10 points on astronomy. Here is a language arts toss-up for you teams. Correct the error in this sentence. He is the oldest of the two brothers. Maryville, Brooke.
He is the eldest of the two brothers, the elder of the two brothers.
Judges? She said oldest first. It goes to West High. Amy?
She's the older of the two brothers.
Yes, older of the two brothers. It is not a superlative. It is a comparison. 10 points. Here is your bonus, West. Four-parter, 5 points each. Given the numbers 20, 30, 60, and 90, find for the following. Their greatest common factor.
Ten.
Correct for 5. Their least common multiple.
180.
Correct for 5. Their mean.
$50.
Correct for 5. Their median.
$45.
Correct. 20 points on your mathematics. Here's a toss-up literature teams. In Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, who is the opponent of Antonio? West, Tong.
Shylock.
Shylock for 10. Here is your bonus. Name the two states purchased in the Gadsden Purchase for 10 points each.
Arizona and New Mexico.
That is correct for 20 points on U.S. history. Toss-up for 10, anatomy. Which part of the brain has a function of controlling muscular activity and maintaining balance? Maryville, William.
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum for 10, and here is your bonus. We're talking about sources of vitamins, Maryville, 5 points each. Each of the following foods is an excellent source of which vitamin? Oranges.
vitamin C,
Correct for 5. Carrots.
beta carotene,
Incorrect. That would be vitamin A. Fish liver oils.
K,
That's
K,
vitamin D. And brewer's yeast.
vitamin B,
That's correct. 10 points. Here's a toss-up for you teams, math for 10. The decimal value 0.65 represents what fraction in reduced form? Maryville William.
13 over 20.
13 over 20 is correct. 10 points. Here is your bonus. Maryville, Germany has contributed much to bacteriology. For example, Paul Ehrlich won the 1908 Nobel Prize in Medicine. Now, for 20 points, what German bacteriologist won the 1905 prize for work which included studies of anthrax, tuberculosis, conjunctivitis, cholera, the plague, and malaria?
Designate Brooke.
No answer.
No answer. That is Robert Koch, K-O-C-H. Here's a toss-up for you teams for 10. Jody Williams, a common name, of the international campaign to ban landmines, won this prize, which is one of the world's Maryville William.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, the Nobel Peace Prize, 10 points. And here is your bonus, the Age of Explorers. Give the famous person that I'm describing, the Spanish explorer who sought the Fountain of Youth.
Designate William.
Ponce de Leon.
Correct for 5. The Italian navigator for whom the New World was named.
Amerigo Vespucci.
For 5. The governor of the Puritan Massachusetts Bay Colony.
No answer.
John Winthrop. And the Portuguese explorer, too late at the end of the game. And West High has taken it for 3 years in a row and will go to the National Academic Competition. Congratulations to all 55 high schools participating in this year's tournament. Our semifinalists were Webb School of Knoxville and Greenville High School of Greenville, Tennessee. The second placing team was Maryville High School of Maryville, Tennessee. And the winner of Scholars Bowl 2003 is Knoxville's West High School. Here to present the check for $1,000 from the News Sentinel to the national tournament is Shelba Murphy, Marketing Director of the News Sentinel.
Congratulations, Tong, and to West High School. I have a check here for $1,000 that I'd like to present to you for your travels to the national tournament. Of course, we expect you to bring back the trophy this time.
On behalf of the West High team, I would like to thank you, Miss Morgan, and everyone else involved, especially our coach, Miss Carolyn Jones, who puts an unbelievable amount of time into this, so thank you.
And now, here to present the coveted laptop computer is Betsy Creekmore, Associate Vice President of the University of Tennessee, which is a presenting sponsor of Scholars Bowl 2003.
Coach, you all did a wonderful job, all of you. But I know how much time and effort that you and your colleagues at West High School have put in. I attended West High School, so I had a vested interest in seeing you win. So it's a particular pleasure for me to represent Dr. John Shoemaker, President of the University of Tennessee, and Dr. Lauren Crabtree, Chancellor of the University, in presenting to you this Pentium 4 laptop computer so that next year you can do it again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank the University, the News Sentinel, our administration, and most of all the team. They're wonderful.
Congratulations to all of you. The News Sentinel, the University of Tennessee, and Public TV are proud of what you've done in this year's Scholars Bowl 2003, and so are your parents. The trophy goes to West High School. And viewers, we know you have enjoyed watching Scholars Bowl 2003. We're going to see you next year, Scholars Bowl 2004. Goodbye from all of us.